2.2 homework quiz. Complete the table and use the result to estimate the limits. First thing you have to do is plug in your equation into the graphing calculator, into your y. We're going to graph it. So you would have x cubed minus 1 squared over x minus 1. And you would go to your table set and fix your setup. So that it'd be 0.9 where it starts, and your table is up to the first decimal digit. And then you would go to second table to find your y, and that's your y for 0.9 is negative 0.7344. And you would do the same for your next number. Go back to table set, start at 0.99 instead of 0.9, and you would go up to the 0.01 digits, and go to second table again, and your y would be negative 0.0882. Then you would keep doing it for the rest of the other numbers, and you would get, for 0.999, negative 0.009. For 1.001, you would get 0.00902. For 1.01, it would be 0.09182. For 1.1, it would be 1.0956, and for 1, it is error. So if you look at it from both ends, as it's getting closer and closer to 0 from the left side, as it's getting closer and closer to 1 from the left side, it's getting closer and closer to 0 at the y. As it's getting closer and closer to 1 from the right side, it is also going closer and closer to 0 for your y. So the limit for your equation is going to be 0. Next problem for 2.2 homework quiz is to graph the following function. So f of x minus 5, x is less than 2, so we graph x minus 5 first. So 0 minus 5 is negative 5. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. But at x is less than 2, so it has to be an open circle. So this will be our x minus 5. Next one is negative 3 at x equals 2, so at x equals 2, it will be negative 3, 1, 2, 3. So we found that. Put a dot there. It's no longer an open circle. And then the next one, negative 3x plus 3, and x is less than 2. So, okay. 0, it would be positively 1, 2, 3. 1 would be 0. At 2, it would be negative 3. At 3, it would be negative 3 times 3, negative 9 plus 3, negative 6. So there's my graph. And that will be our graph for all of those equations. So the next thing we have to do for 3 is to, using this graph, find a limit of f of x as x gets closer to 2 if the limit does not exist. Explain why. So as we get closer and closer to 2 on both sides, our limit would be -3. The limit of f of x as x goes closer to 2 is -3. So we don't have to explain why. The last problem of the 2.2 homework quiz is to find out if this graph has a limit or not, and if it does not, explain why. So this limit does not have a limit because as x gets closer and closer to -1 as on both sides, they end up being on 2 different values. This one ends up being at f of x at 6, and this one ends up at being 2, and so they don't match, so there's no limit, and there's a jump discontinuity, so the limit does not exist.